the Munchie Mafia official. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Chef ChefIQ, what's cooking?
Good evening, Munchie Mafia. We are going to be making chicken parmesan from scratch. And we're going to start off with our chicken breasts. These are huge ass chicken breasts. Don't mind the green stuff. I was chopping parsley earlier. They're pretty big, and they still have their chicken tender still on there. So whenever that happens, we just slice that right on off. Or sometimes I'll leave a partial because a lot of these are machine cut and not human cut anymore, unless you go to a butcher shop. But as you can see right here, you can tell where to put the incision in it, but it doesn't go all the way through. So see that? See how that kind of flops over? That's a machine cut, and they boo-booed. So we're just going to take that off so it's a lot cleaner. You can also see that the back here, if you look on the front side of the chicken breast, there's a line right there. We can also just slice it right off just like so. This one also has it. So we're just going to follow it along as best as we possibly can. So now we have 2 chicken breasts. Now when they're really, really, really fat, you might have to butterfly it. And this one here, because it's not uniform, we're going to be okay with that. So don't reuse this knife because salmonella. Then get a Ziploc freezer storage bag. I like to use these for pounding out chicken because they hold up pretty well. I'm going to put both of them in there. These are tacks, or in other words, dog food for the puppies, so that they can have some chicken to enjoy tonight. So pretty much everybody has a meat mallet, but some of them have different textures on them. We're looking for the flat one. We don't want to pound it too hard because we don't want to bust everything up. Making too much noise over here. Flip it around and take a look at it. We want to make sure that this part here, the top part of the breast, is about a similar thickness to the tail end part of the breast. And the reason why we want them uniform in thickness and not too skinny on one side, because it will overcook in the skinnier side, whereas the thicker side, you might end up with it just slightly not done. So think about that when you're pounding them out. These are pretty uniform. And if you don't like chicken breasts, you can definitely do this with chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are a lot smaller, and they're more flavorful to some people. Now that we have that pounded out, we will be moving on to the other ingredients. We've got fresh mozzarella that's been sliced, Bellavitano Parmesan cheese. This one is roasted tomato and herb, salt, a mixture of panko and all-purpose flour. Do not use self-rising. Now what I like to do is I like to mix it up by hand. I use 2 parts flour to 1 part panko. In other words, I ran out of panko. Kidding. Not kidding. All right. We want to give this a pretty decent amount of salt, but also at the same time we want to add some pepper to it because we need that pepper. Some people like to add a little bit of paprika to it. That's perfectly all right. It's yours after all, right? Okay, that's all mixed. We got some Italian parsley that's been chopped and 2 eggs. I generally say 1 egg per breast or thigh. And then we're going to give it a little splash of heavy cream. We're going to add a little salt to this too. Mixy, mixy. with a fork. We want to beat this until it's all thoroughly combined. We have a cast iron pan in the oven preheating. I've got water boiling on the back burner, which we're going to be dropping some pasta in there shortly. But this is the color that we want. Now these are grocery store fresh eggs. If you've got farm fresh eggs, it could be a little bit more on the orange side or a little brighter yellow rather than this pale yellow. It all depends on what the chickens are fed. Now what I like to do is I like to grab my rotary grater. I'm going to take a small piece of the Parmesan, maybe a couple small pieces of Parmesan. I'm going to actually add this to my egg mixture. We're not going to put a lot because we're going to add some more later. I forgot I set this up left-handed. Our sauce is going. This is sauce that I made from scratch with fresh Roma tomatoes. I'm going to go in and drop enough pasta for 2 people that are very hungry. About a ½ pound. Get some tongs. Stir that. When you pound it out too aggressively, sometimes it breaks up. Some people dredge first in flour, sometimes in egg first and then flour, or flour, egg, and then flour again. It's all up to you. So we're going to actually do this 2 ways. We're going to do one this way where it's just lightly dredged. And we're going to lay it down in there, into that, and then back into the flour again. Okay. Give it a pressy press. Bring some of that off from the sides of the bowl. Packy pack, but not too packed because you don't want it to be tough. It'll get tough if you do that too much. Okay. Just gently. Just give it a love tap. Love tap is good. All right, so now I'm going to show you the other way, where you just dip it in straight into the egg first, and then into the flour instead, saving yourself a step. We'll see which one's best. So, dredgy dredge, into the flour we go. Mix that up, pressy press a little bit here and there. Introduce it to the flour so it says hello. That's flour. There we go. Just gonna lay that out. Okay, so this one folded up over the top of itself, so we're just gonna kind of fill it in just like so. And then there's this one here. This one's got a little bit of an area that just needs a little bit of attention. Okay. Then we got the doggy pieces right there. And we're gonna pick up our chicken, the most stable piece, and we're going to start from the farthest point away from us and just gently lay it down in there. Then we're going to see how I keep wanting to gravitate to using my right hand. Okay, here we have that. And we'll just toss the girls' chicken in wherever it'll fit. Smells nice and delightful. What we're looking for is golden brown delicious. It doesn't take very long because it's been pounded out. Now it's time to flippy flip. It's golden brown and delicious. This is the one that we didn't dredge in flour first, this little one. You'll see the difference here in just a moment. And then there's that one. Not much of a difference, right? Not much of a difference. Alright, now we're just going to let this go for just another couple more minutes. And what we could do right now is we could add the Parmesan, or not the Parmesan, the mozzarella. So then we're going to stick this right into the oven and let that cheese get all nice and melty and beautiful. There we have that. Okay, so now we're going to pull it out of the oven. The cheese should be melty. Chicken should be cooked all the way through. And it is looking absolutely stunning. Okay. So these have drained off a little bit and kept over the steaming water in the pot. But we want to show the pasta some love. And the way to do that is to give it a kiss of some sauce. Not a lot, because you can always put more over later, right? Not a lot of people like a lot of sauce. Some people like their stuff drowning in sauce. Who's right? Doesn't matter. What matters is you do how you want with your pasta. I'm just showing you how we do it here at my house. So, twirly, twirly, twirly. And I didn't cut my noodles this time, unlike the live stream. Although I do like bucatini, but they have a hole in the middle, so they're just a little easier to deal with. So now I got some little nests of pasta right there. And now we're going to pick up one of these. This one's mine. So we're going to just lay it right there like so. And we're going to just take a little bit of sauce. We're just going to drape it over the top. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to say hello. Here's a little kiss of that beautiful homemade from tomatoes sauce that I just dribbled all over the damn place. All right. And of course, we got to hit it with some Bellavitano over the top, because, you know, if I'm going to suffer with my lactose intolerance, might as well suffer big, right? Go big or go home. Okay, and there we have it. Easy peasy. Took about 20 minutes, but the sauce was already pre-made. Got a towel to clean up my plate. And I'll bring it on over to show it to you on the big camera. All right, everybody, here we have it. Just a very basic chicken parm. If you want to put a vegetable with it, broccolini works great. Or maybe even just a salad. So, there we can have it. I can't wait to dig in. So, don't forget, cook with love, eat with passion. Have a good night.
If you haven't yet subscribed to Cooking with the Munchie, Mafia official, now's that time. What's stopping you? Do subscribe today. Oh.